everybody know it. It's you in the desert and everybody.
All right, kia ora, good evening and welcome to Render Radio Live. It is Friday, which means that it is the weekend, and for many, many people, it means you're still doing the same thing that you were all week, locked down in your home, but hey, it's cool. It is the weekend. Co-host, my friend, Bodhi, introduce yourself, say hello.
Kia ora, everyone. Thank God it is Friday. It's good to be here and to know that my mic is not on mute.
Well done. Good start to the show, eh, Boats?
Yeah.
Easy done. Hey, look, everyone, we're going to change it up a little bit tonight. When we bring on our special guest, we're still going to have some questions and a question time for you. But what we want you to do is we want you to fire those questions in straight away, and we're going to do some conversation and answer some of those questions right there and then at the end of that segment, as opposed to waiting till the end tonight. So we want you to listen in as we bring our host in, our guest in tonight. Ask some questions, ask us some questions, and we'll try and get through as many as we can during that particular section right at the front of the show. So as we start tonight, it is Friday. Friday thoughts. What are our Friday thoughts? Well, across the last week and a half, I've been getting lots of questions, messages, comments, conversations all around how do we grow such luscious beards. And look, I wanted to just bring some truth for you tonight around how to do this. I mean, Bodhi's obviously been growing his a lot longer, but I think we need to bring up some facts just to help some people right at the front end of the show tonight. So I'm going to ask that we bring up this first particular infographic around beards. Let's have a look at that and see what it tells us about beards and the important parts. I'm going to start on the left here. It says beard facts. Stroking your beard increases concentration and cognitive ability. Science has shown that beards rarely sleep. Beards are almost completely immune to sarcasm. It quadruples your handsomeness. Bodhi's proof of that. It lets you instinctively know where the nearest mountain is. It filters the air of toxin pollution and stray food. It fits on your face. It dramatically increases your wood chopping capabilities. Natural bear repellent when camping or wandering in the woods. And my personal favorite, it acts as a homing beacon, attracting the jealousy and admiration of the beardless. How good is that? And if that wasn't enough truth for you around beards, let me just bring this last one up, and then we'll see what Bodhi's thoughts are around beards. If your man has a beard, raise your hand. If he doesn't, raise your standards.
Oh man, so I'm feeling good today. Feeling good.
You're in your zone, prime.
Right. It also hides double chins as well.
It does. It does. That is true. That is true. Double chin coverings right there in the beard game. Hey, it's Friday. People have been at home all week doing stuff. As you stay home, you save lives. Let's watch this proof of staying home and saving lives.
Ready? Good job. Go. Here they come. Catch up. Wait. Go. Oh yeah. Good job. How many did you get?
Nice. How fitting is it that I'm sure there are people out there that have found many things that were purposed for good and have turned them into something not good.
Yeah, a little bit putty, that one. Lollies off a treadmill. But
I reckon don't touch this.
Yeah,
don't put your hands in your mouth. But let's eat lollies off where you walk and run with bare feet or shoes. Straight out from outside. Hey, but Bodes, again, now on a serious note, what are some things that have been happening this week? What have you noticed? What have you picked up over the last few days that you want to talk about? Friday thoughts.
Yeah, no. So I do keep an eye on some of the latest stats that come through around COVID-19. Some good news in that there's only been 8 active new cases, but really sad to hear that we've had two Kiwis pass away today because of the virus, and then just really appreciating that it's not just a stat when it comes to that part of it. It's, people losing loved ones and the tragedies behind that. So that's that's why we're all doing this. That's why we've got to do what we keep doing what we're doing and save lives. Also, good to know that Fire Jacinda has chosen to for herself and her ministers to take a 20% pay cut during this time. Hey, it's better than not taking a 20% cut. So it's a good way of showing the country that they're taking it further in terms of what they can do. But one that excited me today was knowing that the Michael Jordan documentary is coming out soon.
Yeah,
based on his reign in the early 90s with the Chicago Bulls, and a legend was born.
Yeah, and that's a 10-part docuseries called The Last Dance, I think it is. I believe it's on ESPN. So if you are into basketball, sport, or just an inspirational story of drive and passion and fighting through adversity, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing watch. So I agree with you. I'm looking forward to that. I've been looking forward to that for a while, for over a year, actually, when I heard that it was first coming out. Because if you know me, I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan, Michael Jordan fan from way back. And we could debate who was the greatest of all time. But we're not going to debate because the answer is Michael Jordan. There is no debate.
There is no debate.
Oh, the beauties of having your own radio show.
Yeah, you're not getting no debate from me, Cliff.
Yeah, cool, bro. Hey, one of the things that I was thinking about was, as our kids have gone back to school, we saw that we're getting some more information out now about what level 3 might look like. But I just want to sort of take my hats off to, again, to not just essential workers, teachers, have been working really hard with our kids to get stuff online. Even, my wife, mums and dads that have been working with their children at home, like, you guys are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, because some of the kids are doing some hard mahi inside. I got a few kids getting frustrated at not at the teachers and not at the workload, just trying to figure things out, and some of the struggles with Google Drives and all sorts of stuff like that have been a bit of a challenge. So just to say again, we just want to encourage and say thank you to essential workers, for teachers, for nurses, doctors, people working in the supermarkets, people driving trucks, doing deliveries, just whatever it is that you're doing. We're really, really grateful and appreciate all that you do to keep our economy trying to tick over and keep going. So, hey, look, speaking about people with gifts and talents and passion and things like that, our special guest tonight is it's a pretty cool one, cool person. He's not a thing. He's a person, and he is a pretty cool person. And we've known him for a little bit. Bodie's known him a lot longer. Very talented guy. And what we wanted to get this person on tonight to speak about, or why we wanted to get them on, was to come from a creative perspective, from an entrepreneurial mindset, and how when things change around you, if you've got a gift and a passion and a talent, the importance of really honing into that craft, the importance of finding your resolve to keep going and working through that. And so that special guest that we've got tonight is Munro, and we're going to bring Munro in now. And like I said, if Munro comes in, we're going to ask Munro to unmute his mic. So unmute your mic there for us, Munzi. Awesome, bro. And I'm going to hey, bro, we're going to get you to introduce yourself in a moment. But just remember, if you've got any questions, start firing them away now in the live comments on Facebook, and we will jump to some of those as we continue to talk through with Munro. So, brother, welcome. It's awesome to have you here tonight with us for the purpose of finding out a bit more about what you do, about your gifts and talents, about having a sort of an entrepreneurial heart and mindset. And we also want to have a whole lot of fun and laughs with you tonight. It's good to see that you fit into that category of sporting a beard with us. That's 3 from 3 so far. But yeah, so Munro, on a real serious note, bro, again, welcome here to Render Radio. But tell us a bit about yourself, a bit about your background, quickly your upbringing. We've got a few photos to show that you know about, and a few photos to show that you don't know about. But that's all good. But so, in all seriousness, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you get up to.
My name's Munro. I'm Wainaro, Te Whata. I'm a Māori Niuean, born and raised in Auckland, mostly out west, out in Avondale, and then I moved out south when I met Alicia. But what else? That's my upbringing. It was pretty normal. I didn't go to church until this is my first kind of experience with all that, and but I had a pretty good childhood, good family, and big Niuean side, and
cool.
Big Māori side as well. Nice,
bro. And so tell us a bit about what it is that you do in your line of work, and then maybe how you got started in that line of work. What was it that drew you to it? Why? All those sort of really big questions.
I started when I was 16. I dropped out of high school. It was my third high school, Avondale College. Wow. And I was always drawing there, and I was getting paid to draw while I was at that school as well. I was drawing like Dragon Ball Z for lunch money and stuff like that. And then I found out there was a art school, an animation school. So I jumped on that because I didn't feel like an artist. I felt more like a cartoonist, and I was into all that kind of stuff, not really like abstracty or anything really arty, just like cartoons and video games and stuff like that. So nice, I started from there, and that's where I met Bodhi as well. So,
all right.
17 years old. He had a big ponytail.
Now he's just changed where the ponytail is. It's not on the back.
Can hardly recognize him.
So you're passionate about drawing and the arts and being creative and all that sort of stuff. And what was your entry into employment when you sort of got trained up and you found that this is what you wanted to do? What were your inroads there?
My first proper job was with Brotown.
Yeah,
I was about 18 at the time, and but before that, I had done a bit of drawing stuff online with like trading cards and stuff like that. I was always trying to make money off it,
hustling
pretty much from the beginning. Yeah, right from school.
Avon Danger.
Yeah, we were pretty we weren't like very well off. My mum was a student most of my my high school years, and she was studying law, doing about 6 years at law school. So we were pretty struggling, and my parents were split up. So I was always kind of thinking about how I could make a bit of money on the side, kind of thing. And and then Brotown, they kind of they saw us at our graduation thing and asked after seeing my showreel if I would want to jump on there, and I just started pretty much from there, straight out of straight out of art school.
Wow. And so for you, Munro, and then we'll get to, before we get to some questions soon, for you starting out in that field, I mean, as you as a creative person, as you draw, as you illustrate, I think drawing's probably not a great way to describe what you do, but to illustrate as an artist, what is it that you find? Why do you do it? What does it give you? What does it do for you? Is it a release? Is it a, what makes it a passion and a gift and something that you just sort of fell into and then now it's your life?
I think I was kind of always supported by my parents. They were like putting up, my photos, framing them, my pictures, framing them when I was 5 years old. So I had really supportive. My dad was an artist as well, so he did a lot of cartoons and the same kind of stuff. And so I think that was probably the spark. And I'd always kind of drawn just, and most of my like at high school, my maths books and stuff were just full of Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. And I used all that stuff as my portfolio to get into art school.
Oh wow!
I didn't do art at school because it wasn't really the kind of art that I wanted to do, and I just did it in my English and maths class, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so you'd mentioned there that Mum and Dad were framing up a few photos. I mean, you've provided us a few photos, so let's pull some of those through while we keep talking. Let's have a look at what we've got here. A few pictures that you provided us, just maybe of your upbringing. And so, I'm guessing, are you the one on my far left in the background?
I'm the little guy. Oh, the middle guy, not the white guy. There's all my cousins. Yeah.
So cool. So, right, how old were you there, Munro?
About 7.
7.
But this photo is from my intermediate, which was Avondale Intermediate. I'm the guy up in the top corner on the right hand side, behind the teacher. That's Mr. Howlett. He's Doug Howlett's granddad.
Oh, true. There we go.
Yeah.
This famous guy, Brotown, Doug Howlett's granddad. And this one.
That one's that was the day I cut my dreads.
Now
pretty much
the facial explains why. Yeah.
That was around this time last year. I was over in the Marshall Islands. That was a little outer island called Ebi. Yep. They call it the slum of the Pacific, but it was pretty cool. It was awesome.
Yeah,
there was about 50 kids in that class.
And what were you doing?
I was teaching them how to draw, and I had done a comic like 8 years ago or something, and it was for them, for the people that paid me to go over. And then it was just like a 7-page little comic, and I was doing it on the side while I was working. And then just last year, at the beginning of the year, they asked if I wanted to go over there and like teach, and I was like, hard up. Went over there for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, just on that, how does that make you feel now? I mean, you say, we go back to your story, and you say that you just sort of enjoyed it. Your dad was a bit of an artist, and you found a knack for it, and it was a bit of a side hustle, and then you sort of get this job with Brotown, which was this phenomenon in New Zealand, and it took off, and then that opened doors for other things, and then all of a sudden here you are, just a year ago, taking what you sort of, in some ways, sounds like you stumbled into, and now all of a sudden you're teaching other kids, helping them craft, find their passions, find their skills, find their gifts. What does that make you think about? What does that do for you? What goes through your head as you sort of start pulling all this together now?
I kind of feel like I've come full circle a bit, and I'm starting to be able to spread, the art of drawing or whatever, like to kids, and just showing them that there's like a career in there. And when I started, it was like, I remember somebody said to me, what were you, you're probably going to work at McDonald's after you graduate and stuff like that. And that was pretty much the mentality. And a lot of people at Brotown, they were struggling to draw enough, because you get paid per page. It's like per drawing, so you kind of get paid by how much you can do and how well you can draw.
Oh, wow.
So there was a lot of people that had just, from my class, that had given up, and so many people had just come and gone barely lasts like one season. You know, I was there for 4 seasons, and then Māori TV after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
I think my upbringing was probably just I was okay with struggling, and I kind of accepted that I was probably going to struggle because I was trying to be an artist. And, you know,
Yeah.
I kind of accepted it. Yeah,
Wow.
And so,
made it easier.
sure. And coming off that now, I mean, you've obviously been able to carve out a career for yourself. And even, you know, in the time that I've known you over the last few years, we've started to see more and more, like not just work, but quite purposeful, meaningful work, exciting things coming through. And we're going to show a bit of a clip in a moment about one of your more recent projects. But maybe you just tell us, like, what are some of, so you said you went from Brotown to Māori TV. What sort of work have you been doing now, Munro? Been involved in, leading in opportunities?
I'm doing some videos for Pacific Island Language Weeks. So like Kiribati, like Fiji, and all the islands that are coming up. I'm doing them in the order of which language week is coming up. So I'm doing those now, just like little illustrations that somebody else is going to animate. And yeah, I'm doing some illustration work for Huia publishers who do books. And a couple of my books last year, they've won some awards, which were supposed to be the awards were supposed to be on now.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Because of all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
so with that, if I just want to pick up on that too, like with this whole COVID-19 thing happening, it's put a stop in many, many fields of work. But for you as an artist and a creative, has it had much effect on you, Munro, in your creative space, all the stuff going on, or has it been a bit sort of still same for you? You just keep going? And if so, how do you do that?
Well, I was working from home for the last 3 years, so it's kind of not too much of a change. And I'm still working now, and the only difference is having the kids here all day, and all my three of them, and the oldest is 5, and they're just really busy, and you have to kind of occupy them a lot. And so I have to kind of push the time that I work to me and Leisha take shifts, and you know, I'll look after them in the morning, and then let her have a big sleep, and then she can wake up feeling nice and ready to take them out, and you know, take them for a walk or whatever, and I can have some quiet time, and then I do like maybe till like 1 or 2, or try to work at night as well in the morning. So I'll try to like just kind of get enough done to be, you know, to be still bringing in a decent amount of income, but not going so hard that, you know, I'm stressing out or like getting crazy when the kids are around or something like
Sure, bro. So look, I think it's a good opportunity for us to have a look at a piece of work that you've done recently. So maybe you just want to explain what we're about to see. I think this is the if I'm sure some of the artwork you did for 660. So maybe how that came about, and then we'll have a check out the video.
Well, that was like a surprise job. A lot of those kind of things come around where people just out of the blue want you to do something really quickly, and that came out a week before their first concert. And I had like maybe 2 or 3 days to come up with some designs that I didn't know how they're going to use it or anything. They just said that they're going to put it in the background of like, because I don't really go to concerts, I don't really know how it works, and they wanted just Māori patterns and stuff like that. And I just went maybe 2 days of going hard trying to come up with designs, and then a couple of days later I was seeing it on TV on the the concert. From my cousin was at the first concert in Invercargill, and he showed me that. And then each concert they tried something different, and they I think the Auckland one, they had like put my designs together to make it like a marae kind of thing.
Sure.
But I'm not sure which one. This video, I'm not sure where it was. I think it might have been up in Whangarei. Okay. But they just basically they had these big boxes behind the people, behind the singers and stuff, and they lit up and all my patterns and all my drawings and stuff like that.
Oh, that's amazing, bro. So let's have a look at that now. Munro, 660, New Zealand's biggest, maybe one of the biggest bands in the world at the moment, actually. And here's our talented friend doing some amazing mahi. Let's check that out now. Lama ki tau kai po, lama hoki ki ka wha. Wow. Pretty awesome, bro. How good is that? See your work up there, and not only you must be proud, but it's a real inspiration, I'm sure, for many people that, you know, again, if we go back and listen to your story, you just saw yourself as a guy that people said was going to work at McDonald's and there's no career in it, to now producing stuff like that, flying around the Pacific, teaching kids. And I know because my kids are in one of my sons is in one of your classes at his school. So, you know, you're worming your way in everywhere, Munro, but it's great to see. It's really, really awesome to see people using their passions and gifts for the purpose of helping others and showing what can be done with a whole lot of faith and belief in what God's given you and how you use that. What we're going to do is we're just going to start scrolling through some of these questions in a moment, and maybe Bodhi and Robotimus there can pull a few of these questions in for us. As they're coming through, I'm just going to introduce someone else who's another special guest for us tonight, who's come to join the party for the party. We're going to bring him in. That's Sean. We're going to bring Sean in tonight as well. Sean here. I said to Sean hey Sean, welcome. I said to Sean when he joined us earlier, Sean's fresh off a jailbreak, it looks like.
Yeah, still in isolation, hanging in there.
It's awesome to have you, Sean, and with that big game, that's 4 from 4 tonight on the facts about beards. But so just really quickly, Sean, while we're going to pull some questions in for Munro, just tell us a little bit about yourself. We're talking about artists and creativity and passions and stuff tonight. Tell us who you are, and then we're going to jump to some of these questions down below.
So hi everyone, my name is Sean Powell. I live in Manurewa, where it all goes down, where everything is happening, good and bad. But also for my day job, I work for community corrections, but another big passion of mine and an area that I love to express my creativity is through singing and performing and worship. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome, bro. And you can even probably jump into some of these questions too. And I think we're going to ask you guys a little bit later about some encouragements you can give for people that have a gift, a passion, a skill, that are creative, and how they do that and keep going. But let's get to some of these questions. We've got a first one there from Japeth. Bro, what inspired you to illustrate kids' books? So that's at you, Munro.
I just I got called to do it. In the beginning, it was like people found me on my blog spot that I used to showcase all my work. I just posted up stuff on there, and then people through word of mouth as well would just ask me to draw for them. And I had really only done it as a job. I haven't really done it as a, my own books or written anything myself yet. But now that I've done quite a bit, I'm just kind of like, I should write it myself. And now that there's all this funding going around now with Creative NZ and Boosted and
gotta get it, bro. You gotta get it. You gotta get at it, man. Hook in that funding. It's
So
awesome, bro.
that's one of the opportunities that have come from this lockdown, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we've got another question there. What age did you realize your talent?
Probably when I was 5, I think. I had gotten a lot of encouragement from a few like portraits and stuff like that I drawn when I was when I was really young, and that had kind of stood out as being like a thing that, because I'm not like a really chatty or talk, I'm pretty quiet, and that was just kind of like my thing ever since I was like that age, since I was 5.
Nice. Have you seen Bodhi's portraits, bro? He does a mean Pikachu. It's amazing.
I've seen some of his portraits, yeah.
The straight up, like Bodhi's a ninja with his drawings too, man. Anyway, Tans is asking you, what was it like doing the creative stuff for 660? Because that was her highlight of the concert.
It was like really hard and fast. It wasn't like I had to. They just told me they wanted some stuff, and then I had to kind of do it just like that, pretty much. And I didn't really. Normally, I wouldn't take on jobs like that, but because it was them, and I thought I might get tickets. So.
Did you?
Nah, I didn't actually talk to any of the people. I was like just mixing with this guy who's like way above. He does like what's his name? That white rapper guy from America. He does a lot of like Janet Jackson and heaps of people like that. Maybe it's that other guy with the Jewish the Jewish guy with the tattoos all over his face.
Oh, right, I don't know that one. I'm gonna stop guessing.
Maybe we'll get to the question. What advice would you give to students who want to follow the same path?
Just do it. Yeah, there's not really like there's a lot of risk in anything that you do, and especially in these days. And, you can't really control anything anymore, so it's not like a great risk anymore, I don't think, because there's internet and there's like Instagram and like live streaming on YouTube, and there's so many different things that you can go into that I've only just kind of gone into a bit of the stuff that I've been doing, but like there's heaps of kind of stuff that I've done in animation and like comics and heaps of kind of different little jobs. I'm doing some stuff for the healthcare now and ministries and stuff like that. Teaching, so there's heaps of stuff that you can do. It's not like a big gamble anymore these days.
Can I jump in with a question?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
You're talking about from an early age and as a student, but what are the transition and set it up as a business? So knowing your value, knowing what the revenue streams and things like that, how much time you costing you would allocate to certain jobs and things like that. That must have been tricky.
Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring that stuff out. Everyone's different. Every client's different, and you can't really. It's still a risk. You still have to just go into it thinking that you just need to do the job, and like the business side is always going to be a struggle. I think it's probably never going to be until you're like a millionaire or something.
Is that because you're still an artist as well? So you're not just providing a product. You're giving a bit of yourself with that product. So I notice a lot of your work is a lot of it centered around Pacifica Māori, and that is a part of who you are. So is that something that you think people like notice and see, and that they actually want that as well?
Yeah, I think I get a lot of work for that reason, for being Pacific Island or Māori, because it's not that many people out there. It's kind of like a niche thing that's kind of my thing, and I only kind of really have to compete, I guess, with other
your right
Pacific
hand.
Island or Māori. Like a lot of the jobs I just get usually they come to me because they've searched for a Māori or Pacific Island illustrator.
No, that's
and
good, bro.
sometimes I can be pigeonholed, but it can be like a thing where you don't get to get out there with like mainstream audience or stuff like that. Like with illustration books and stuff like that, I only get the Māori books, and for some reason, but it can be like that. But you just gotta I don't know. You just got to own it, really, because
Yeah.
there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, nice, bro. And just to that point, I mean, I just want to ask Sean on that point that you said, Munro, about sort of just taking the risk and doing it. What have you got to lose? I mean, Sean, even as a performer, someone that likes to sing, you know, there are a lot of people that could say, whether it's drawing, illustrating, whatever it might be, singing, that a lot of people, and obviously you've got to have a level of talent, but a lot of people will want it to be perfect and circumstances to all be right before you even take that first step. What would be your suggestion or piece of advice for people that just have a burning desire to give it a crack and want to find out? What would you say to that, Sean? What would your advice be?
I think kind of like what Monroe was saying, like you just got to jump into it. I think a lot of, especially being a creative, you learn a lot along the way. So you're never going to go into it being prepared or knowing everything that's supposed to happen. You'll start to develop over time. But commitment's a big part of that. I remember when I was coming through, like I had to be really disciplined in order to ensure that I was doing what I needed to do to be the best that I could be.
Right.
So if you're serious about it, you just got to go for it and then just enjoy the journey. It's going to have its ups and downs, but it's like everything in life. So, yeah.
And, you know, and to add to all of that, my advice would be, or my support in what you gentlemen have said, is that, you know, there is no perfect day or perfect moment. You get an opportunity and you decide to either take it or not. And I think those that really make a fist of it in the world are those that have enough to get going and go, you know, and they just see that they've got talent and maybe time's not right, maybe positioning's not exact and perfect, but they have enough courage to take that first step and it's stake in the ground. Hey, we're going to ask this last question here, because then I want to move us on through the remainder of the show. There are some great questions in there. What we're going to do, Munro, is we're going to collate these and we might grab some responses off you after the show and post them up later in response to people, give you a bit of question and answer time session, because we won't obviously have time to get through all of them. But that question that is on the screen there is, what's been your most memorable moment as an illustrator so far?
It would probably be the trip to the islands. I think was probably that, by illustrating that little comic book, which was only tiny little book that had gotten me all that way over there, where it's somewhere I'd never known. And you know, they're going through a lot with nuclear testing and the nuclear bombs that were going on a few, like 50 odd years ago, I don't know. But probably that I had no idea that I would end up in some random ass place with like like the only Māori on like that whole island. And
it's pretty amazing, bro. That's awesome. Really, really cool. So like I said, we're going to pull some of these other questions and give them to Munro and maybe get him on to answer some of them, a whole lot of them for you, and respond. I think it would be great to do that. What we're going to do is, because we've got a bit more to get through and we want Munro and Sean to have a bit of fun with us tonight as well. But the last sort of serious question I want to just throw at you, Munro, is if people want to check out your work or check out a bit more of what you can do, because our admin in the comments there can type in your website as you say it, or send that out. But where can people, maybe people want to get you for some work or commission you for something, where can they find out more about what Munro does with his illustrations and stuff like that?
The website, which is munrotefata.com.
Easy.
Yeah,
awesome.
My Instagram, but I'm not too social media. I'm busy, so
cool, bro.
Even my website I haven't updated in ages.
So, where would two radio hosts get commissioned artwork of them as little cartoon characters? Where would they go for that?
As you know, a little segment in the show. Who could we talk to? It's cool, bro. We appreciate you coming on and telling us a bit about your story and giving some advice to people to keep going. That's awesome. We're going to move into a section called Lockdown Living. We are now going to have a bit of fun with everything, right? With our guests, with our esteemed guests. It is time to dive in. And Munro, we like to start off Lockdown Living with a please explain. You're going to see a video come up. I just want you to give us the low on what the go is.
Wow.
I reckon Alicia, the maker of that video.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an undercover Bruce Lee impersonator.
Don't tell me
I
that was
love
the
my
first time.
kung fu.
That was the first
Pardon?
time she met. That was the first time she met you, and you were making your approach to ask her out on a date.
That was the first time I showed her my skills. I hadn't had to use them before.
Nunchuck
Before
skills.
yeah.
Nunchuck skills. That's awesome, bro. Hey, look, going off the back of that, we've got a few lockdown videos of some of our people and what they've been up to during the hangout time. And this next clip is a really important one. It's a good laugh. You know how people are failing at the moment with Zoom, and some of the worst failings are either your mic's not unmuted or you can freeze, your screen can freeze on you. Well, there was an interesting thing that happened the other night. Some of our ladies were having a group session and they were playing a game where they had to mouth the word. And the worst thing that can happen to you when you freeze is to have your face frozen on something that's not a lovely picture. And we want to show you that video now. Check this out of our ladies playing some games. And I love the part at the end there with Tita, the realization that her mouth froze in that moment. That's classic. We've also, Sean, I'm glad we got you here because your whānau's been providing a little bit of gold this week. And we got 4 clips that we're going to bang one after the other with a little bit of commentary. But this was a clip of Sean's sister, younger sister, playing a game off an Instagram filter, and she had to give 3 responses in the letter E really, really quickly. Let's figure out what this family got up to.
Letter E, a fruit. Is there no chocolate? What's a fruit? A movie?
Water for elephants.
A movie beginning with E, Water for Elephants. How good. How good. Let's watch the next clip.
E. A movie starting with E.
Outdoor, no. Is that
Equalizer.
Equalizer. City with E.
There's more.
E.T.
Oh.
My family is so smart, guys. Ink. Oh.
That's a country.
What about in New Zealand? What? What's a city with E?
There is none.
What's a fruit? What's a fruit with E?
Eggplant.
It's a veggie.
Right.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
no city beginning with E. And we got that, that beautiful sweet eggplant fruit. How amazing is that? Awesome work, PL. And Sean, just because you're here, my bro, we appreciate you. But this next clip is a special one. It was Throwback Thursday yesterday. It's lockdown living. This guy's amazing. This person is amazing. It's Sean's best friend. Let's have a quick look at this one. Enjoy. Wow, you're awesome, Isaac. You're awesome, Isaac. How good. How good. That was a few years ago at our kids. But in all seriousness, Isaac has been amazing with our kids ministry. He jumped in and helped them out and was leading them for a while. So thank you for that, Isaac. This next one here is we're just going to watch this. This is a cool one, little compilation of it being Friday fails. Let's watch some people trying to jump on trampolines just because we can.
Go.
Oh! Get that!
She gone. We got it.
Come on, Daddy. Yeah, if I get it. You got the cake. Oh my gosh. What just happened here?
This is a squirrel stuck on the trampoline, and now he can't get out. And it's open right there.
And this stupid squirrel can't get out.
Yeah.
Oh!
Come on, squirrel. Look, right there, right there, right there. There you go!
This is the front flip shot. Oh my gosh! Oh, are you good?
My dad is trying to do a backflip. He hasn't done it in a very long time.
Okay, 1, 2.
Oh my gosh! That's not in.
Well,
Daddy broke the trampoline.
Ah, beautiful. Some of those are goodies, right?
Oh man,
I've done the knee one. Done that before.
Stressful. Oh, hey, that brings us to a section called the Memes Gathering. Popular, backed by demand. This is when we pull up memes. I'm going to hand it over to Bodie right now. Bodie's going to fire away some memes for us on this section.
Through this together, we're going to go through meme land. I don't even know what's coming up. Let's find out. Let's call on the memes. Yes, this is nothing to do with COVID, but adulting. When they are bringing up the groceries, and you're just in the line, and you see the prices increase slowly, and you're just like looking at it, the prices. Man, this is real. Like, this isn't even a meme. This is like life. Truth. Not sure what this cat needs, but it knows how to follow the rules. Good work, cat. 2 meters apart. Now this Chris Farley, who's this gentleman here, hilarious. If you know his voice, go and find out, and you kind of enhances the meme even more. For the love of God, do all of the road construction now. Tekanini, #Tekanini.
Yeah.
All right, this is Munro. Munro, over to you. You've got a few beauties.
Yeah, I saw this one on my cousin's one. It was I haven't worn jeans in the whole time that we've been in lockdown, but those are my jeans before the lockdown. Anyway.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Zoom did it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That pest dog.
Oh, that's a gif. But
yeah,
if you've seen that scene on Kickboxer, he gets hit in the face or something. Yeah, something some sand or something. I can't remember, but and I do that all the time. I touch my face all the time, and then oh no.
That's cool.
What have I done?
Hey, this next one here. I'm gonna jump on this one. I know everyone's looking forward to getting out and having some takeaways on level 3, but level 4 life is like this. I want to be super fit. I do, but I cannot just sit here with potential abs, knowing small businesses and restaurants are struggling right now. That is why I cannot cook my own healthy food, and I must order another cheeseburger today. We're in this together, guys. How
You
true,
can do
right?
it. Stay strong.
Doing it for our country. Let's go to the next one.
Sacrifice.
Who's feeling this? The struggle is real. Everyone hanging out for them cheeseburgers on steam buns.
There's a
And
cake
this last one.
on the other arm.
Every time I finish a roll of toilet paper, it feels like a petal falling off the enchanted rose in Beauty and the Beast. There you go. And before we get to this last one, it is, here we go. Mum, my mum. Not my mum, but, your mum. No matter what, the sun is smiling down on us. And here's the face of the sun in 2020. Awesome sun, mum. Hey, real quick, now it's your time. At the end of the show, we're going to have your time to meme this. And Sean, I love you. And this is what we want you to meme this week, this day on Friday. Meme this, people. All right, there we go. That was Sean, locked down at the airport. Let's get some goodies going. That face you make when? Right?
Hello, Neil.
The red pill, yeah. Awesome. So meme that. We're going to go through some of those really quickly at the end of the show as we blast towards the end. This part of the show is called I Miss the Gathering. So just real quick, guys, and maybe we'll start with Sean, go through to Munro, and then to Bodes. Just one thing that you miss from level 1 life before it got to level 4 life really quick. Go, Sean.
Yeah, so there's plenty to miss. But I think one thing that I'm thinking about tonight, I really miss our youth. We had our college hangout tonight, and I just miss being able to hang out and connect with our young people. It's awesome just to be able to spend time with them, but I know that it means so much more when we're able to meet physically. And I do want to shout out to our youth leadership team who are doing an awesome job around rallying around our youth during the COVID-19 pandemic. But yeah, I really miss our young people being able to just hang out.
Nice, bro. And one thing you miss?
I just miss Sunday, the whole day. It was like we always had this routine of, getting ready, going to church, and then we have a feed at our in-laws, and they'd always cook us a mean feed. And can't do any of that. But now every day feels like Sunday, so it's like
cool, bro. I appreciate that. And Boats, one thing you miss? You miss the gathering?
I think I'm last because it gives me more opportunity to cry after hearing all of those things. The tears that are gathering. Just thinking about what everyone said, I miss seeing people step out and grow and give stuff a go. And I'm talking about people in ministries and doing stuff that that extends themselves and just like, setting up, taking photos, greeting people. We're all in this together, and we're all growing and we're all learning, and just seeing people do that is encouraging. So I miss that.
Nice, Boats. Appreciate it. And mine's real quick. If you don't know, my grandmother is she's in the rest home up the road, not far from me. But I miss being able to see her because we aren't allowed in to go and see her. And there's a shot of me and my nan. I don't know why my face looks crooked, but anyway, it's not about me. It's about my grandmother. So you're all going to look at that. Hey, we should use that as a meme. But no, I'm the host. We don't get to do it. But I do. I miss my grandmother, and I can't wait to be able to go in and see her. It's been a few weeks now, so looking forward to being able to do that. We come to the section. It has been Throwback Thursday. Yesterday, we're pulling this into Friday. Throwback Thursday. Let's just check out some throwback photos that all of us have thrown in and compiled, and we're just going to see what random one comes up, and we're going to move through them. Yo. Let's go. Let's see some throwbacks.
So this is what I look like without a beard.
And here.
And feeding the goat.
Yeah. And a goat. Yeah. Oh, Don and Isaac.
Whoa.
Hey, Cammy.
Yay. Oh no. Now this one's cool. This is Amy. I believe this is Amy from an alternate universe, right? She looks like she's older than she is now, and she's had like 4 children, and she works an office job. That's an alternative universe, Amy. But it is apparently a throwback from her younger days. Awesome, Amy.
Awesome
Love
photo.
it.
Let's go.
There's the boys. All right.
Artists.
Throwback to art. Who's that guy?
Smell something.
Just farted. Hey, it's Shiloh.
Nice, Lindsay. There they are, Eden and Bond, throwing back to Star Wars themes.
The force is strong with them.
Oh, 70 celebrations. The guy with the glasses and the brown tie looks hungry. Throwing back to some baptisms.
Awesome, Charlie.
Awesome, Charlie. Good to see you, brother. Ooh, hunt for the render people. There we
Some
go.
random people there.
For the Usos. Rewa.
Rewa. All day. All day.
All day. All day.
Sorry, Sean.
Sorry, Sean. And sorry, Sean. And it's Sean. Yeah, throw him back. And then Sean again.
Papa haka.
Awesome, Sean. And that brings us to the end of Throwback Photos for Throwback Friday, Thursday, whatever day it was. What's on this week? So just one thing, guys, that you're looking forward to coming towards the end of our week. Fire away, Sean.
Yeah, definitely got to be Sunday service. Look forward to it every week. And I think for us, the one thing that we love about our Sunday service is still being able to make it special in our homes. So whether that's that we decorate or we dress up or we, get ready as if we're going to be meeting physically together. So Sunday service, the word or the classes, the hanging out, the zooming in, looking forward to all of it.
Nice. Munzie?
Looking forward to the hangouts I've got on tomorrow. Got on smakc in the morning. I've got all my photos sent in. And RTS, which is my own hangout.
That's cool, bro.
That's on tomorrow.
Boats?
Yeah, I just want to talk about what the brothers are saying, both the hangouts and then Sunday service. I just want to shout out to people that haven't tuned into a Sunday service. It's really easy. Jump on our website, jump on the app, check us out on Facebook.
Yeah.
A great way to, if you've never been into church before, it's a really great way to experience what it's all about. You get to hear some wise words from the bro here. And some worship as well. It's really cool. So, I just encourage you, if you haven't seen it, you want to see what we're all about, jump on, have a look.
Jump on.
It won't hurt you.
Won't hurt you. Hey, look, just coming off the back of what you were saying, Bodes, same thing. Looking forward to Sunday. 2 services, plus a whole lot of stuff going on in the afternoon. We are live online, 9:30 a.m., 11:15 a.m. Then we have many ways to connect on Facebook Live, the app, and the website. We've got full kids programs. We've got lots of other stuff happening around Sunday afternoon as well. So ensure you get connected and get online there with us. We want to ensure you are connected with us, which is really, really cool. Let's go to I Didn't Come Prepared. So we showed you that meme. We're going to bang that picture up one more time if we can. And then we're going to bring up the gold. All right, and what have we got, Bodes? What have we got in the comments? Some of these memes. Fire away.
Start one from Ruth. The face you really made when you were told you were going to be on Render Radio.
Hey.
Nice. What else have we got here?
The face you make when Isaac asked if you gave them the video of him dancing.
The face you make when someone just makes a sandwich for themselves. Oh, there we go. The face you make when someone just makes a sandwich for themselves. Nice. The face you make when someone should suggest to play euchre.
Get off, Willie. Just get off.
Oh, wow. What about this one? I see this one. The face you make when you realize that the oven was on until the morning, heating up my pie. I totally forgot about it. Wow.
Oh,
I'm glad you're safe. From JP. The face you make when they tell you we're going back stage 3, but you haven't done everything you wanted during stage 4.
amen, brother. Amen.
Nice, JP. What else have we got in here?
Your siblings are arguing.
Oh, yeah. I saw another one up here. I might not be able to find it, but it was something along the lines, the face you make when your family can't find things beginning with E.
Oh, the face is worse than that.
Oh,
The face,
the face you make when you're forced to stay home, but you don't want to. That face was my face. Sorry.
You go, bro.
Yeah, that face was my face when I saw Natanya Makawi crumping at 1:30 a.m. That's Hadassah.
The face you make when you weren't meant to open the message, but now you got to reply.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Dean.
What about the face you make when you've received a message from someone you don't want to open it?
Here's one from Isaac. The face you make when you've got stitched up and you no longer want to be a viewer of the Render Radio. # catching feelings. Love you,
Hey,
brother.
can I just say, those dance moves of Isaac have not changed since that video was shot.
So you're saying that it could have been shot yesterday and we would never have known?
Could have been. There could be lockdown living right there.
Nice. Maybe one more. That face you make when you see Isaac's video come up on Render Radio. Oh, yep. Nice one, Den. We'll go for one more. Let's pull one more in. Right, Mark says, the face you make when I say the Wendy's joke. There we go. That must be an inside one. Or any joke. There we go. There we go. Oh, nice. Nice. And that brings us to the end of Meme This. I didn't come prepared. Our thoughts be gathering. So let's just end this on a bit of a serious note now, as we take Sean's beautifully enlarged face away. Just one thing that you can, or that you're thinking about. What's God been speaking to you about in this season, Sean Munro? What's he saying here? And we're going to close not far after that. Over to you.
Yeah, so I think for me, and I've been sharing it quite a bit, but I feel like it's the only way that I've been able to cope while in isolation. But it's just that song in that verse, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. Despite what's happening right now, there's so much that we can be grateful for, so much that we can celebrate. We might not be able to meet together physically, but we're meeting. So while we're in isolation, while we're in lockdown, don't be disheartened. Just keep rejoicing every day. Wake up, find something new to thank the Lord for. We're nearly there, guys.
Munro, one thing, bro.
Just try to look for opportunities at this time and to find your true calling, I guess, and your actual purpose in life, and just try to see it as an opportunity at this time, and try to look at the blessings that there are around, and just try to look really hard if you can't see it.
That's awesome, bro. Nice. Appreciate it. Bodie?
Just off the back of Sean's in this photo, I got a real sense of the Matrix, Morpheus, and one of his quotes is, "There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path." And I just want to reiterate that it's not a Bible verse; it's a movie quote, but it still sings true in that stepping into what God's called you to do in this time. You have a time to reflect and reassess your life, and maybe things aren't going so great. But the best thing you can do is stepping into what God's called you to do, not what He called you to do. Yeah. Cool, and I'll just peter off. I'll stop talking.
All right. Appreciate that. Gentlemen, let's bring up that last picture for tonight. I just want to read this to you from Galatians 6:9-10. And let us not grow weary of doing good. For in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of faith. It's a really important thing that we be kind to people, that we do good for people, that we go out there, we don't lose heart, and that we continue to show grace toward one another. Sean, it's been awesome having you on here, bro. Thank you for your fun-hearted nature and for sharing what you've shared with us. Munro, thank you for being so gifted and talented and for sharing that gift with the world. We appreciate it and your encouragement for people to keep going. If anyone does need any work done, please hit Munro up, and I'm sure he'll look after you at an awesome cost and price as well. But no, we appreciate having you both on. Bodie, appreciate you, my friend. Have a good weekend, everybody. And we're going to leave you with a little clip tonight, a really important one. Next week, actually, tune in before I say this, before I close out. We've got a whole lineup of other special guests outside the Render Gathering as well, sports personalities, coaches, leaders that run national organizations and all sorts. It's pretty exciting, talking about leadership and stuff like that. So be sure to tune in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to leave you with something. We've talked to artists tonight, to creatives. It's real simple. This particular song, this particular video, I'm a big lover of music, and being a musician myself and having played for many, many years. And myself and my brother were in a heavy a metal core band playing metal music, even though we love all sorts of music. But one of the tracks that really caught my attention early on in my years was something my brother showed me from a band called Fleetwood Mac. And this song just shows what you can do with your gift and with your talent. And even though it wasn't my style of music at the time, the appreciation of using your gift and talent and taking it out into the world. So I want to encourage people tonight, whatever is in you, whatever you have in you, find it, use it, go after it and chase it. And what you're going to watch is a guy that's ranked as one of the top 100 guitarists in the world. And what he's playing is he's playing the bass line, the melody, the arpeggio, all at the same time, and he's singing. Be blown away. It's amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Render Radio. We are the Render Gathering, helping you become.
Looking out for love in the night so still. Oh, how build you a kingdom in that house on the hill. Looking out for love, big, big love. You said that you love me and that you always will. Oh, you made me to keep you in that house on the hill. Looking out for love, big, big love. I wake up alone with it all. I wake up but only to fall. Looking out for love, big, big love. Looking out for love, big, big love. You guys are great. Thanks.